Hey everyone, this is Lights Camera Initiative on our first session of the Hidden Shrine. I am your illustrious Dungeon Master, Mario Vilas. Joined around me are the same faces you've seen every week for at least 15 weeks. Regardless, let's go around the table. David, has anything been going on with you since last week? Anything you want to tell the people?
Not in particular.
Great.
And I continue to play Grenna, Human Champion.
Alright, cool. Ed?
Biggest thing is I'm fucking done with finals, so hey, but everybody likes that.
Yeah. Good on you.
And yeah, Squig is still running. I mean, not throwing as many bottles, but yeah.
Fair enough. Jeff?
Nothing. Just playing Thoradin of Clan Ironfist. And yeah.
Cool. Caitlin, anything going on with you?
I got a spice rack. Now my food has flavor.
Alright, that's dope. Rob?
Nothing's really been going on. I'm playing Carac, the Wood Elf Ranger.
Okay. Cool. Glad you haven't decided to switch or mysteriously die in the meantime.
He means it's my character.
Yeah.
A Maron would be very sad.
No, if you just randomly switched into another person. Janine.
I'd be very confused.
Did you say Janine?
Yeah, I said Janine.
That's Nadia's cousin's name.
Oh, that's fine.
I'd be less confused.
They're not going to know why. They're just going to be like, I don't get why. That's funny, but okay. Sid, anything going on with you? Other than the arguably disastrous Game of Thrones finale.
Oh, did you guys sign the petition that I put up?
No. I think that's dumb. Just hate it like normal people. Also, I'm going to be honest.
I was joking.
I didn't mind it that much.
Yeah, the final episode was alright.
The final episode was probably the best episode of the season. By a decent amount.
Sadly.
They rushed it, but the ending basically, everything you wanted to happen to all the characters happened, more or less. I mean, Grey Worm didn't die, which I thought he should have died after he started executing people in the street. I don't care that his queen told him to. That's Nazi shit. Yeah. He did Nazi shit, and everyone's just gonna let that go? Okay, I guess. Well, whatever.
Yeah, Dothraki are even just walking around freely.
The
Dothraki disappeared.
And then they came back.
No, but I mean at the end, after, they explained what happened to the Unsullied, but what I want to know is where the fuck did the Dothraki go?
They were two walking on the port.
Oh, I didn't, okay.
So they're just hanging around and
they're terrified of
anyone,
shit.
No one fucking pointed out about how they have a war with Marine now? Because I really doubt that fucking mercenary guy who loved Daenerys is just going to take her getting stabbed by Jon Snow super cool. Marine, he's the king of Marine.
Yeah, that's a long way though.
Anyway. So, we are going to start now, after our little bit of Game of Thrones chat. Because, fuck you, we can talk about Game of Thrones if we want.
Not gonna bother with a warning in it. Spoiler warning.
No, it's not. It's been out for a while. Who cares? By the time this comes out, it'll have been like a month. So, after having defeated the dreaded Nightscale, having taken time to rest and relax at the town, you decided to move on to seek further fortunes. Thankfully, in the meantime, you've heard of a place where fortunes can be sought. A hidden shrine deep in Maztica. Down south, far in the jungle. Pretty much far away from any place any of you have ever been.
Is it significantly hotter or colder?
It's warmer, but not enough that you need like warm weather supplies or anything.
Okay.
Enough to be annoying and sweaty.
Oh, no.
As you move deep into the jungle, you see rising over the trees of the dense rainforest a pyramid temple. You approach, getting closer. As you head towards the pyramid, you tread across cracked and overgrown flagstones, stepping over fallen and shattered pillars, pushing aside vines and briars. When you are nearly at the temple entrance, the sound of creatures crashing through the underbrush comes from behind you. You turn around to see people moving through the woods towards the clearing around the pyramid. Then, suddenly, the earth shudders and gapes open beneath your feet, and you are falling amid a roar of collapsing masonry. Dust fills the air, and the sunlight disappears as darkness swallows you.
That was fucking fast.
Yeah, for
Okay.
real.
Oh man, not masonry again.
Hey,
Yeah, shouldn't you have
Shut
known
up.
some shit is gonna go down?
This is unnecessary fucking door.
It's a little strong.
The rock slide brings you down into a dark, long, narrow chamber. Miraculously, you take no damage. You find yourself in a long... It's because you slid down. It's not like a straight drop. It's the whole thing came out beneath you. So...
That's a slip and slide.
You are in a long, narrow chamber running east-west. In the center of this apartment is a domed shape on the floor. In the east wall is a blank-faced stone door. The west end of the room is blocked by fallen stone and rubble, apparently the result of the collapse. The two side walls appear to have several niches cut into them. The shape in the center of the chamber appears to be a small alcove, protected by a half dome with the open end facing towards the door on the east wall. This alcove is set in a recessed, shallow, tiled well, 1 foot deep and 10 feet wide. The alcove itself is 4 feet high. The recess contains some sort of display. The display appears to be a diorama depicting a hunting party of ancient warriors in feathers and deer-hide garments in a mountainside scene. Some of these pulled down a stag with the aid of a dog. Another group is clearing a small mule deer, and others have cornered a panther with their spears. A scout watches the panther from the outcropping above. He holds a metal staff with a loop in its end. It looks like a shepherd's crook. The 3 niches on both the northern and southern walls are 5 feet wide and about 3 feet off the floor. The room is dark, so those of you with dark vision saw the area. You two did not. Instead, you're just in darkness.
I suppose we should light a torch.
Plus, and ever burn you.
Oh yeah, we could do that, or we can just light a torch. It doesn't matter to me.
And that's got your ever-burning torch?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. As you bust out your green torch, it actually takes a second to spark up, which is unusual. That's never happened before. And the whole room is filled with what appears to be an amber-colored gas.
Well, that's not good.
Is there a roll that would be needed to try and identify that?
I will take an intelligence nature check.
Here we go.
I should note, as you hold the torch, it starts to sputter and glow like a little dimmer.
Damn, I should have prepared continual
Fire. The fire that the ever-burning torch produces only lights up to half as far. Additionally, if you try to light another torch, like a normal torch, you're going to need to give me a roll. It appears as if the gas is making it difficult for fire to ignite.
Damn, I should have prepared continual flame.
Yeah, probably.
13 is what I got
13?
for my nature check.
You're not sure.
7.
You got a 7?
22.
22.
Well, aren't you over there, Mr. Fucking Smarty Pants?
I got 17 plus 5.
So, with your knowledge nature check, Thoradin, you know that this gas is poisonous.
Well, great.
It is slowly toxic. It won't damage you right away, but prolonged exposure to it over hours will hurt you.
Poisonous gas that slowly hurt you over time.
So we need to get the hell out of here.
I want to search the room first. Perception, see if there's anything.
Okay, as you check around, give me a perception check. Each niche contains a diorama depicting some aspect of tribal life. The 6-inch tall figures in all the displays appear to be made of stucco, realistically and brightly painted. The scenes portrayed represent fishing, farming, religion, warfare, the creation story, and crafting. I will go into the specifics of these as you check them out.
Okay.
A cave-in completely blocks the western end of the chamber. Every minute or so, a little bit of rubble moves around, but there are several large stones tightly wedged into the collapse, so clearing it would be incredibly difficult if possible at all.
Okay.
And to be honest, more just might fall on top of it. You can actually give me I'll say a intelligence investigation, but with advantage because of your dwarven stone cutting and your proficiency in masonry tools.
Alright. Not great. Yeah, wait. I'm looking at it down. 7.
7? You could move it, but it's dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
I got a 20 on the perception check for that one.
Okay. So, in the first niche, it's a river scene. There are about a dozen small figurines of what looks like commoners, gathering rushes, fish with nets, and carving a dugout. The second niche is 12 more what look like normal people, farming, planting maize, and harvesting wheat. Additionally, 5 what look like warriors, like they're holding spears and shields, stand guard. And a colorfully headdressed, what looks like priest of some kind, wearing a bird costume, like he has feathers on and like a mask, appeared to be holding his hands up and appears to be blessing the field, if you had to guess. The third niche has 7 tribalmen carrying what looks like small offerings of gold and jade to a tiered pyramid, on top of which is a temple. Before the temple stands what appears to be a more important looking tribalman holding a large, at least large, because they're small dioramas, but a large constrictor snake, and he's holding it out for them to bring the jade and gold to. Additionally, he is surrounded by 3 warriors with spears and shields. One of the warriors, dressed like a winged serpent, holds a spear. Another is dressed as a bear with razor claws, and the third one looks like a coyote holding a torch. Additionally, there are several stone statues of these people's gods, and they appear to be made of, and the gold and jade in the diorama is actual gold and jade.
Oh.
And there are about 15 pieces between the entire set of this diorama. The fourth niche has what looks like 20, I'm just going to refer to them as tribal warriors, 10 on one side painted black, while the other 10 are done up in red. They appear to be battling each other, like it's a war scene. The fifth niche has some sort of godlike being adorned in green quetzal feathers is mixing ashes from with blood to form sculptures of a man and woman, while 4 towering figures painted red, black, blue, and white are standing about a fire, committing suicide with their daggers. The 2 smaller figures are ringed by the 4. One is being consumed by the fire, while another one cowers in fear from the fire. You can roll me religion if you want.
I'll roll religion, but I'm not proficient in it.
That's fine.
What are you telling me about it,
10. Yeah, I'll
If you had to guess, you think this is depicting the creation of the world. The god in quetzal feathers is mixing ashes and blood to create humanity.
Okay.
And the last niche shows 12 men weaving rugs and baskets, carving totems, making pots, grinding stones for weapons, and making clothes. They appear to be crafted. Additionally, upon closer inspection, One of the scouts is holding a staff that appears to be a small key.
We'll take the key.
All right. You pull it from the. Okay.
I mean, I feel
That's
like something bad could happen for taking stuff from me, but I'll take it.
Agreed, but
Once you look on the
but it's in
door,
here.
the door is carved with a sun symbol and appears to open into the room. There are hinges on this side and scratches on the floor, so you can tell it opens inward.
Okay.
There are no visible lock or handle on it, although a slight gap stretches across the top of the door. 8 holes seem to have been bored into the door, and they are all about an inch in diameter, but nothing can be seen in them. The door seems to be fairly thick. The lintel is arched and with a keystone at the top.
So,
look it over with.
even if we look at it with the torch, we can't see anything in the holes? Or...
Nope, it's all black.
The holes look like they're made that way?
Look it over with thieves' tools. I mean, checking
Give me
for
a perception check on the door.
traps and just looking.
I'll give you guys.
Okay.
Thank you very much. All that before it's going somewhere.
I'll be 15 feet away from the door. Let's check it. Oh, you're probably fine.
What the heck?
What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
Store's too suspect.
Since I'm using a kit, would it be proficiency as well or not?
No, just perception.
Oh, okay. 24.
24. You can actually slide the keystone inside, and there is a keyhole that looks like it fits the key you found.
Oh, good.
Key.
I'll give him the key. I'll give.
You actually can't reach it; it's at the top.
I'll do the key.
You put the key in, the door unlocks, but you're still gonna have to find a way to open it. There's no handle, and it slides inward.
Would I be able to look
Is there a gap
over
for
the
like a
door?
crowbar or anything?
There's a gap at the top, but getting up, you'd have to be like 10 feet up on the door with the crowbar somehow.
Would I be able to, with somebody's assistance,
That-
I have a crappy idea.
with somebody's assistance, like basically holding me up or looking around, would I be able to go over the door with thieves' tools? Since crowbar and other like
What
tinkering
if
with
we-
shit is there?
What if we put a pitten in it, like from a climber's kit, and attach a pulley rope and pull it open?
I have a few of
That
those.
will actually work. You can put pittons into the door. Driving pittons into it will take a minute and a successful strength check. But with a grip, the door can be opened since it's unlocked, as you think.
I have a
Okay.
few.
That works.
Additionally, when you were looking it over with the, I'm just, even though you're probably not going to do it, I will mention it anyway. When you were looking it over with thieves' tools, you think you can break the hinges off and cause the door to fall in, but the door would fall inward, and it's like a huge door, so it might not be the best idea. Who's going to break the pittons in, or put the pittons in the door?
Well, you said it requires a strength check, so I will give the pin to either Grunna or I'll give him the Grunna because
do you
they're
have
volunteer.
Alright, give me a strength check then
I've been
to hammer the pittons in.
They'll do.
Do you happen to have a hammer?
Can I give advantage?
You have.
Oh yeah, you
bonus.
can take the help action to give an advantage.
I got 21.
You totally don't need it though. You get the pittons in, and you use the pittons as a handhold, and the door is pulled open.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you do anything else in this room?
Do you let us know about the jade and gold in the other depictions, or?
Well, I'll point them out to you guys if you want. I'm not touching them. I wrote it down here. I took the.
Would I be able to
key.
look?
It
Did
was
that
just-
roll also go along with checking the room for traps, or was it just for the door?
I'll say you check the room.
It was only 15 gold. How much would the jade be worth?
It'd be a shame to leave them.
Yeah.
If
Wrong
Thoradin looks
always.
over the gold and jade,
Ron always said maybe something.
there are
should be
15
touched.
pieces of gold and jade, each of which are worth 5 gold. So if
Oh.
you take all of them, they'll be worth
25.
75 gold.
25 gold.
75.
Do we know if this temple still belongs to anybody?
Hey, gold is gold.
What?
The only thing
how-
you've heard about it is that it's a lost temple.
So were
This-
we coming out here to find a temple?
Yeah.
Okay.
This gas
Yeah,
that
we
is
must
in
do
Shit,
the-
found.
Yeah.
Short adventure.
We got it.
the gas that is
This is supposedly an ancient temple that, if you want to give me a history check, you can do so.
the gas that's filling up the room. Is it
Jeez,
basically
damn.
put there intentionally, or is it like a over time this gas was built
The
up
dice give it.
You
with,
don't
with
know.
his check?
You don't know.
Yeah, they do. Jeff rolled.
28.
28. You know that this temple once was home to the Olmec people, who were an ancient human civilization.
Very crafty.
They are long dead now.
Oh. Then we should take them.
Alright. You gonna go take them?
And
Alright, we're gonna take the
you
gold.
actually...
Brahm also said, won't be missed if they're dead.
So you're going to take the gold?
Yep.
Okay.
Waste not one.
Alright, you got it.
But there's nothing else in this room that was of interest. What was the little dome thing in the middle?
Done?
Or was that the ceiling you were talking about?
I was just describing the room.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then let's get the fuck out.
Yeah. We are on time.
Yeah, the
Scared
gas is
from-
poisonous.
The mummy movies.
If we try and pull the door closed,
I will say that
Pretty crazy.
you rolled a 28 on your history check. Okay, you actually think you know what this room is. This is Chikomostak, the place of 7 caves.
are the alcoves
6
of
more
the
to
sea
go.
supposed to be the caves, supposedly, or what?
That's the impression you get with your history
I'll
check.
say the name and the place of some caves.
Chikomostak.
Yeah.
Mostak. Chikomostak. Sorry.
Let's hope there aren't
I'm gonna
actually
butcher some,
Az-
I'm
It's
gonna
Aztec.
butcher some Aztec, but,
I'll just look at the name.
Well, let's hope it's not. There's not actually 7 caves. That would take.
no, the
Wild
alcoves.
to get
The
to
alcoves
the
are the
alcove.
7 caves.
Oh, okay.
And we'll head into if in the next room after we got the door open. Is there gas in that room too?
Yes.
Oh fuck! Really? All right.
You enter into a corridor. The stone walls of this corridor are carved to resemble a stack of bamboo-like logs. The passage slopes down from a single door on its western leg, the lintel of which has been crafted to represent a stylized cavern entrance. It leads to double doors of beaten bronze, worked to resemble a forest of seaweed.
Huh.
Do you approach the door?
This is a new room.
The room is empty besides the doors.
Yes. This is just a hallway that leads to a door of beaten bronze that resembles
Yeah, another check is what I'm gonna
Alright.
go.
seaweed. Check for what?
How long does each
Traps.
check take, by the way? If I'm checking for traps.
Well, I'm just
Just
saying
for
it's
ballpark.
slowing down your travel. So the more you check for traps, the more you'll soak in the poison.
Okay.
Just
I'll
letting you know.
I'll do it in this room.
If this is exactly the kind of place I have traps, so it's an ancient, undisturbed temple.
Aztec temple. Wait,
I'm sorry, Olman, not Olmec. The Olman people. Who,
Oh, okay. Hey,
that was my bad. That was
you
my bad.
said just perception, correct?
Yeah.
9.
I did get
Oh, you
You,
got
hey, you got guidance as well. If you want
13.
help checking for stuff, I'll help you check when you go to look stuff over. I'll also look it over if you like.
We do that next time instead of retroactively.
I'm just saying, if Squig wants help, don't be afraid to ask.
I'll accept help.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, 13.
Yeah, it's fine.
Let's go. Go.
Alright.
I get the feeling we can't sneak here.
Well, you can, but it'll slow you down.
An
It'll let the
ancient
poison
temple.
soak in more.
Who else is gonna be here?
As you move
Not gonna bother sneaking.
halfway down the hall,
Gas.
The floor shifts beneath you, triggering a pressure plate of some kind. Then,
What the hell?
7 logs swing out from either wall and buffet each of you,
Oh god.
hitting you, knocking you back, and sealing the rest of the cavern. You each take,
Oh, trap.
and there's
she's
no
hit.
save, not this trap.
Damn.
You each take 10 damage,
Damn.
and the way forward is now blocked by a bunch of logs that have swung in the way.
Can we move them or cut them down?
Either or.
Yeah, you can, but it'll take time.
Oh.
Which means the poison will.
Can I-
Well, there wasn't another door, was it?
No, there's not. I'm just saying.
Well, we don't have a choice then, so.
You don't.
Where's the poison coming from?
It's just
Above.
permeating. We don't
Yeah,
know where
it's
comes
everywhere. You don't know.
It's the air.
Firewall.
Firebolt what?
The fucking logs.
It might.
You firebolt the logs. They don't light up. The gas is making it hard for stuff to ignite.
So we have to
Cut them through?
Well, you can. I mean, with Shadow Spike, you can cut through them pretty quick.
okay, because
So
that's what I was hoping for.
Even quicker with help, or would
yeah.
it not matter?
yeah, if you guys want to get in there with melee weapons and try to cut down, you can. And I'll say it goes faster than it would because Shadow Spike is particularly good at breaking things.
Can I just say that I was going to take the +1? Not the Adam, Manatee.
Oh, you want to take the +1 for that?
Yeah.
That's fine.
So, okay. And the door wasn't locked, right? So we can just go through it once we get to it?
We don't know.
It appears so.
Okay, let's go.
You cut your way through. The next door opens. This room is constructed of large stone blocks, buttressed in the corners. The walls are wet and slimy, and mud covers most of the floor in a thin coating. To the east and west may be seen stone doors recessed in the wall, and to the north a set of stairs leading down. In the center of the chamber sits a large polished boulder amid a pile of smaller, rounded rocks. The boulder is 5 feet tall and colored brown with dark streaks and spots. Leaning against it is what appears to be a bamboo staff. In the mud around the base of the boulder is a moving shape, looking like a crayfish. It is facing you and seems to be aware of your presence.
Well, that's
It is a giant crayfish, so it's like person-sized,
Oh.
and it's staring at you.
But it's in the water, right?
Interesting.
It's standing up out of it.
It's a standing fish.
It's a crayfish.
Well, it's in the mud.
Oh, I got you. Wait, are crayfish not actually fish? They have like little legs and shit they crawl around, like kind of like a crustacean?
They're kind of
Like a
Weird
shrimp
looking
or
lobsters.
crawfish?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a crustacean. It's called a crayfish.
Okay.
Does it appear hostile?
Just watching us.
No,
Oh.
it's looking at
Menacingly.
you.
You can do your speak with animal jargon that you do with the
However-
as a ranger.
Well,
You guys are still at the entrance.
yeah.
Do you move any further in?
Well, we
Would I
have
be able to
to-
effectively check the
Okay,
room
well,
from here?
no, you'd have to walk in to start checking the room.
Yeah.
As the group of you start checking the room, the crayfish stands all the way up, waves its claws at you, and starts speaking in a language you don't understand.
It's fucking speaking.
Yeah.
No one has.
It's like it's moving back and forth in front of the boulder and like waving its claws
You-
and saying something at you.
I have a class feature to communicate with animals without speaking to them.
Yeah, you did it with the bear.
Yeah, I did it with the bear.
Huh.
Can I try that?
It's talking. I don't think it's a normal animal.
Okay.
No comprehend languages.
That's what I was gonna ask about that, but I don't think we have it.
I don't have it.
Anyone?
No, most I have is a wand of detect magic.
Does it
I
seem?
have speak with animals, but it's not an animal, really.
Does it seem like it's trying to communicate something with us, or is it?
Yeah, it appears to be telling something to you. Judging from the way its claws,
Is it
Might be
gesturing
saying-
at something?
Just-
It's gesturing towards you with its claws, like,
Insight to see if it's hostile or
No, if
or
it's
not
trying to
enough
tell us
understanding?
something.
It might be
it's
trying
not-
to tell us something.
That's what I'm saying. Like insight to see if this is either a warning or, hey, don't come here.
I'll ask it
Or,
if
sorry,
it understands me in all of the languages that I know, which is not very many.
it tries to speak back more in,
I'll tell it to gesture with its right claw if it understands me.
it's gesturing with both its claws.
Ah, motherfucker. Let's draw in the mud. We'll...
Question mark?
Yeah, we'll put a question mark in the mud, I guess. Or some kind of...
So, are you moving closer to it to put the question mark in the mud?
Yeah, but I'm not pulling my weapon out or anything. I'm not doing anything actively hostile.
Okay. You draw something in the mud. It moves back and forth and, like, gestures at you some more.
Is it more frantic or is it...
I think if you want to try speak with animals, that could work because it's magic. So,
That allows you to
Sid, do you
communicate.
want to try speak with animals?
Yeah.
Okay. You cast speak with animals. When you do so, the crayfish repeats again. Who is this? Who dares enter the chamber of the guardian? You better go, or I will have to discharge my sacred duty. Be off with you before I lose my temper.
Ask him
What sacred duty?
He's a guardian.
I await the guardian.
Who's the guardian?
He snorts. He says, "You not know the guardian. You know soon enough. Leave."
Yeah, we're trying. Can we? Where can we get out of here?
He says, he points back the way you came.
The tunnel's collapsed.
It's blocked off.
What?
It caved in.
No way out. Not that way.
So
Yeah,
at
we
least
didn't even mean
there
to
is
come
no
in.
way out that way. So if you want us to leave, is there a different way?
Roll me persuasion.
Finally, a useful skill check.
For you,
Yeah.
Mr. Shiny Pretty Dragon.
Oh my god.
Fucked.
I knew that was gonna happen.
I have charisma.
What'd you get?
Oh, I don't have charisma. So I have persuasion.
8.
8?
Where's your stress ball, Squid Sid?
Okay. As you say that, and you say, "You no trick me. You talk to Guardian now." And it moves over and it like claws at the rock. The rock turns around and a gigantic hermit crab emerges from it. And it says, "Who dares awaken Kalkakaila?"
Sick.
Persuade that one.
He's a little crabby.
Leave. Right now.
We can't understand him. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I could see him get off.
We only wish to find a way out.
This good.
I don't think this is good.
We'll find out.
Sorry, repeat what you're asking again? You're asking for the way out?
Yeah.
It says, "Back." The crayfish says, "They say no way back." And Kalkakaila says, Seems to think to itself, it points behind it towards the western door. I should note there's also a northern and southern door, or a northern and southern passage as well, but he's pointing towards the western one. He says, "Long way."
What about the other two ways?
He says, he shrugs. "You leave us. We no fight you."
The staff that they
Uh,
had
all-
doesn't look valuable.
That's his leg.
Oh, the staff is his leg?
Yeah, it was the hermit crab's leg. Once he moves, you can tell because like more staffs come out, and it's like, oh,
Okay. Well, I'm glad I didn't try and take.
I'll relay all the information to you guys.
We can always. Do you want to find the exit? Because the gas is poisonous, so we. Can
basically, he's saying if you leave him and the crayfish alone, then you're all good.
Yeah.
We could just try to find the exit.
There's 3 doors, one of which is the way out.
They're not guarding this place?
They're guarding that place, that specific room.
They just don't want us to disturb them, so let's just go and leave them alone, I guess. But which door do you guys want to go out? The way out is the one he told us, right? So
We could always head out.
He says west. You guys came from the east, which is where he tried to point you towards first.
Yeah.
Upon telling him, or upon being informed that it's blocked, he says west.
Okay.
Then he basically says, if you leave us alone, we'll leave you alone.
Okay.
Did you have anything else you were going to say to him?
Is there any ideas?
Ask him if there's anybody else.
besides them in here.
Yeah.
Any other
he's-
trespassers?
Yeah.
Is there anything we should watch out for?
I don't know. I came here when I was tiny. And he makes like a...
Alright, no idea.
Sure, okay.
So,
Other than general facts.
He goes back into his shell, and the crayfish looks at you, but like, still has his...
Let's
and
go.
now we attack them.
You can? If you want an attack, call Kakaila.
No,
and
let's get out of the
crayfish.
poison.
I am also
Yeah.
in favor of heading towards what we were told is the exit, because I too believe that we can just get back in once we've gotten some fresh air.
Yeah, it would
Worst
be
case
nice not
scenario.
to choke to death.
Let's go.
Alright.
Okay, so you're gonna head towards the western door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fools, they shouldn't have listened to me. That is the room of death.
Well, if we survive, we can always come back and have words with them. If that's the case.
I was thinking about that.
Love
but
to hear you, crab.
Alright, you head down the western doorway. Okay. This room is also wet, and the walls are covered in a slimy white buildup. There's about 1.5 inches of water and mud blanketing the floor. Many overturned pedestals and pieces of broken statuary lie on the floor, partially buried in mud. Opposite the entrance to this room is another door. Only one pedestal remains standing, in the northwest corner. On it sits a small metallic 3-sided pyramid. Overhead in the shadow-draped ceiling are inlaid colored tiles depicting a starry sky and forming strange patterns in the areas above the pedestal.
Out of character constellations, maybe? But
I
don't think any of us have
I'll roll
astrology
perception
stuff.
on the room, on the
Astronomy.
astronomy. Thank you.
pyramid thingy and stuff. I guess. Was there a door? Was there a door here also?
Astrology's like fortunes and shit.
Just the one?
Huh?
Just the one door?
Yeah, there's the one door
Okay.
at the end of this hall.
Well, look at the pyramid thing at the door, mainly.
Guidance.
18. Oh. 22. Then.
22 on checking out the room.
Yeah.
Okay, there is a large green mass above the door that you can roll me an intelligence and nature check on if you'd like, and someone else as well.
20.
Additionally, as I mentioned before, there is the small silver pyramid standing on top of the pedestal in the room if you'd like to give that a look over. And then you got a 20 on your intelligence and nature check.
Yeah.
It's a large colony of algae, thick enough to resemble a sort of green slime. Appears harmless.
Eat it.
No, I don't trust that. I'll look at the pyramid thing. You want another perception
No,
check?
it's fine. The small pyramid is made of silver, worth about 5 gold, and you can roll me a history check on it if you'd like.
9.
9. You're not sure. You're pretty sure it represents some sort of ancient thing. It's made of stucco, and it includes upon the pyramid a coyote, a crab-headed figure, an alligator-headed god of some kind, a feathered warrior, and a jaguar.
Wait.
We saw those
I'm
figures in the other room, but
check the pedestal for traps.
Sure.
well, if we don't fuck with it, we don't
What
have
is
to worry
this,
about it.
Indian
It's gonna take.
Well, I thought you were walking
Yeah.
up to it.
Probably.
I'm
I'm getting
at
that vibe.
Good job. I'm gonna leave the room.
Wait, what?
What'd you
Go
got?
to the door.
6. Okay, you look through the pyramid, you touch it, and your hands immediately begin to burn. You take 1 acid damage. And the burning sensation on your hands does not immediately go away.
Oh
It
no.
appears as if the walls of the side of the room and the pedestal itself are causing some sort of burning sensation. You can roll me a...
Do you still with the alchemist?
I guess I'll just say intelligence check with advantage because of your knowledge of stone.
Jeff, choose
To
different
wash your
dice.
hands off? Do you want to wash your hands off using the alchemist supplies?
Yeah.
You do so and it stops burning.
I got 12.
12? It appears to be some sort of caustic lime. Any skin that comes into contact with it is going to start burning.
Not.
You know lime, like what she does all bodies with?
What if you don't have skin?
What if you
Kind
don't
of
have
seems
skin?
like we shouldn't.
Yeah, scales.
Touch
but it's
or-
It's still going to
breathe.
damage you anyway.
If you eat it.
It's almost as if the bottom of an ancient pyramid is dangerous.
Let's go through the door. The door.
You want to go through the door? The
Is
door's
it-
unlocked, so you can head through it.
Is it
Alright, let's
just
go.
skin that touches it?
Yes, if you touch it with metal or anything, you'll be fine.
Why leave the pyramid behind?
Well, the pyramid, you can touch the pyramid, it's
Oh.
fine. It's the stone walls.
I don't like pyramid also.
No. The pyramid's silver. It's worth 5
Just not
gold.
paying attention. Oh well. Never mind.
It's fine. Are you heading, you want to head through the next room, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. The walls and ceiling of this hallway are coated with slime, and the floor of the passage is covered in a layer of mud. Through this muck, a steady stream of water trickles northward. The stucco on the walls is flaking off, and there are glowing silver tracks and slime crisscrossing the walls and ceiling. Along the east wall of the passage stands a 12-foot-tall stone statue of a man outfitted in fine clothing and holding a stone tray in his raised arms. Its eyes appear to be black gemstones. The right one droops out of its socket, balancing on the statue's cheek. From behind the left shoulder protrudes the hilt of a weapon, most likely a sword of some kind. The stone tray, as well as the forehead and the nose of the statue, are chipped and scratched. Don't read anything else, but they have a picture.
Huh.
I want to throw something at
Interesting.
it. I
Sword. Can you check it for traps?
Just poke them.
Take this.
Poke him with a stick. What do you got?
I'm handing you one of my little tinkered rocks.
I'm gonna throw the rock at it.
So that means when that thing lands, it's basically just going to start basically going, hey, over here. Basically making noise with my voice, just where it lands.
And you're throwing it at the statue?
Yeah.
Roll me a strength check.
Athletics or just strength?
Just strength.
12. Is the statue very far away or something?
No.
Okay.
But I assume you're standing a decent amount away from the statue.
Yeah, like 20 feet maybe.
Okay. So you hit the statue, and it appears as if the statue was very top heavy because it wobbles back and forth and falls to the ground in a massive clatter.
Oops.
As it does so, the ceiling begins to rumble and masonry falls around you.
God
fuck me.
Just check it for traps.
I
This
wanna-
place is falling apart and everything's
So
poison.
the sword on its back.
Hold on. Give me a second. although rubble falls all around you, it doesn't cause significant damage to the area, and it doesn't land on any of you.
Okay.
The sword on his back, is it a real sword or it's just a piece of the statue?
Do you pull it out?
Yeah.
Pulling it out, the handle itself is made of bronze wrapped in cord. The blade itself appears to be laminated wood inset with jagged teeth of obsidian. The obsidian glows with a light blue glow as it is drawn.
It's magic.
Okay.
Take its eyes.
Yeah.
Take its eyes.
Take its eyes.
Its eyes are pieces of polished obsidian worth 10 gold each.
If we don't want to waste time, I could just spend a charge on the wand of magic detection to identify this thing.
It won't.
It
Does
won't
it cast
identify.
identify? I thought it cast detect magic.
You only learn the school if it's magic.
Yeah, I believe it's just this. Right.
However, he can ritual cast identify.
That's fine.
Okay. Do you want to do it?
I think you should.
Are we still in poison?
Yeah, shouldn't we
You-
do that later?
You don't want to trust the magic.
Okay. I would
Both
say
reasons
let's
are
not
good.
bother, but on the off chance that that's
It's
part
a
of a
curse.
puzzle later or something, let's go ahead and spend.
It's a cursed weapon.
Alright, fine.
You gonna cast identify?
Yeah.
Okay. The sword is a So the sword is magical. It is effectively a +1 longsword, even though it's a wooden sword with jagged like teeth. I
Right.
forget what that kind of sword is called, but effectively it's a +1 longsword. Additionally, the sword deals an extra 2d6 damage to any creature of the plant type.
It's a
It's a plant-bane sword.
it's a weed killer.
Would you like to roll history?
Sure.
Maybe it has a name.
It is a jungle one. It would be useful.
Huh.
We might
That's fine.
encounter
26.
creatures like that.
You should contemplate.
26.
The weapon is an ancient weapon. Its name has been lost to history, but it translates to Winter Rose.
Winter Rose.
Is what it is the closest
Would
translation
anyone
you have to.
want to see, or can anyone use a longsword?
I mean, I can. I would
I could.
not be as effective with it as I would with the rapier.
You know, proficient.
It's
Oh, they're not simple, are they?
Martial.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's just hold on to
So
it
I
for
can-
now.
I could use it, but it'd be situational. I mean, what is it? +1 and 2d6
Plants.
To plants.
to
Yeah.
plants specifically.
Let's
Yes.
keep it in reserve.
Plus 2d6 plants.
We'll just
Yeah.
hold on to it for now.
Okay.
Either
Continue
one
on.
of us could hold on to it. And
Does it
then pull
require
out when-
attunement to use?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Additionally,
cool.
as the statue is toppled over, it reveals a small 4-foot, narrow passage 4 feet above the floor. So there are now 2 exits to this room.
What?
A small passage you have to climb into, and the bronze doors that lead further in.
Looking in, can I see how far it goes? With the
Everybody
dark
would
vision?
touch. Oh, with dark vision?
Yeah.
It goes 30 feet and then banks a left.
Let's check it out. I mean, you can check it out easiest because you're small, but I'll also go with you if you like.
I'll make it fast.
Okay.
Might be a faster exit.
We'll go inside, then
Okay, you're gonna go inside. It goes 30 feet in, and then hawks a left and goes 30 feet, goes 40 feet straight ahead before it comes out to into a hall strewn with mud and flotsam. Water accumulates to the center of the corridor and flows westward to a stone block in the southern wall has shifted out of place. The corridor turns north and that's where you guys are coming out, the part where it turns north. And the flow of water follows it. Then goes under a door made of bronze-bound wood. The door has a handle and a keyhole. However, the door is barely visible above the water.
So we'd have to like swim to go through it. We have to go under.
You'd be at least in 4 feet of water.
And it would also release a shitload of water too.
It might. You don't know.
Didn't you say keyhole too?
Yeah, there's a keyhole, but he could try and thieves tool it, but he'd have to go under the water to thieves tool
But
it.
that's coming out through that way.
This secret entrance.
Let's go back and tell the others that there's a door, but there's water as well.
I mean, there's 2 doors in that room. There is the door. So when you come in to your right at the end of a long hall, there is a door that is above the water, and then straight ahead of where you came out of it, there's a door that's mostly underwater.
The door that's above the water, do I think it would head back towards where we ran into the crayfish and shit? Or is it going in that direction?
Give me a wisdom check.
With your ranger of knowing.
And add anything else to it, or just wisdom?
Just wisdom.
Oh, 13.
It might be, if you had gone north, it seems like it'd be parallel to that.
Okay.
Okay. So this just goes to another path.
Alright. Let's go back then and talk to the others.
Okay, you head back.
Yeah.
The 4 of you, you see Squig and Carac return.
The path goes into a room that is partially submerged. There's a door that is partially submerged, and then there's a door above the water that heads back towards where we ran into the crayfish and the hermit crab, I believe. It looks like it would have been the northern passage.
So not an exit.
Yeah.
Continue on.
So let's do that bronze door.
So you're going to
Probably
the
for the
door
best.
here?
Yeah.
Okay.
We can always check it out later. With his knowledge nature check earlier about the gas, how long do we think we need to be in fresh air for us to be clear of the effects of like the poison building up in our system?
You're not sure.
Oh, okay.
So far, you haven't experienced any of the effects of the poison yet.
But
We
it
haven't been
takes
here for
hours.
hours though yet.
That's
so.
true. It takes time. Okay.
Oh,
The doors to this room are made of bronze and tinted blue from oxidation. Just inside the doorway are 2 small alcoves. Each space contains an old fountain cracked and rusted with lime. Around the fountain in the eastern alcove, a heap of rubbish litters the floor. A fountain in the western alcove still holds some green, scummy water in which something moves. Additionally, there is a short hall ending in descending steps leads into the central chamber, which is flooded. A dark, foul pool covers the entire floor.
Well, that's not good.
So I have to... Yeah. You'd have to go further in to see the far side of the room.
Into the foul waters, or is there a way
or at the
around?
very least the edge of the stairs to see more of it.
Is that where the thing is moving around in the slime?
No, there's something moving around in one of the fountains. So like the door, and then there's fountain in the fountain, and then stairs into the pool.
How close do you have to get to the fountain to get to the stairs?
You have to walk between the 2 fountains. Because they're on either side of you. So if I'm the door you guys came in on, Sid and David are the fountains, and then that is the rest of the table is the pool.
I'll walk to the base of the stairs, and I'll try to
Through the fountains.
I'll try to be perfectly in the center of the fountains, like not towards either one.
Okay.
I'll join you.
Okay.
You head down. Carac, you can see more of the room. A central hall flanked by narrow aisles is defined by 2 rows of massive square columns. These walls are coated in slime, and there are glowing silver lines etched across them. From what you can see of the chamber's walls, the stone appears to be crudely worked. 2 corroded bronze braziers stand in the pool. Toward the middle of the room, 2 broken urns, each apparently once about 4 feet tall, poke up out of the water. In the darkness on the eastern wall appears to be an enormous growth of an overall greenish hue that gives off the same silvery gleam as the slime trails.
Can I examine the slime trails?
Now, as you start moving into the chamber, the floor is very slippery. Once you get past the stairs, it will be difficult terrain. But not just normal difficult terrain, advanced difficult terrain. Each 1 square of movement will cost 3 squares, not 2. Very difficult to walk. Now, being a ranger, you get to cheat and ignore that, so pat yourself on the back for that. Additionally, sudden movements in the slime could be disastrous, and that you might slip.
Carac walks through the fountains, nothing happens. Granite walks through the fountains, nothing happens, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a peek at whatever the hell is.
Was moving in that fountain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please don't bite my nose. Please don't bite my nose. Please don't bite my nose.
That's what you're considering back, you know?
Please don't bite my nose.
Yeah, you just want to end up like Fry.
Like who?
Fry.
Oh, Fry. Yeah. Yeah, but at the end of the episode, Fry was more happy with him taking his nose than with his other body part.
Yep.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Okay. So the western alcove, you're moving towards the one that looked like something was moving in it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Once you move into there, out of the trash and water, a swarm of rats leaps out at you. Roll initiative.
Oh my god.
Hey, super swarm.
Sure.
13.
Carac.
16.
I'm on.
3.
Thoradin.
2.
Squig.
22.
Granna.
18.
We're back of the pack crew.
Holding down that back line.
Okay.
That's what we did that one time when I just stuck thorns and went behind him.
So the swarm splits. The massive storm splits into dos swarm.
Are they rat kings?
No, they're just large swarms of rats.
Rat kings are disgusting.
I have to wonder if swarms are listed under swarm if they're totally different.
They might be a total.
It's like, did you mean slod? And I was like, no. It's like, I think you meant slod.
The fuck is slot?
Sloths are not something you want to fight. They're shape changing, they have magic, spell like abilities, and they're incredibly dangerous. They need weapons.
They're evil magic frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
That
fuck.
sounds cool.
They're
And
not
they
cool,
can
though.
like bite your fucking
They're
head
dead.
off with their fucking teeth.
No more evil magic.
They also
frogs.
lay.
They also breed by laying eggs inside of you. They stab you with
they're
their finger.
those types of frogs.
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Oh, they're
I
like
don't
the
need
Hellboy
Few
frogs.
people do.
I was also thinking of the actual frogs that like get the
I've wanted to
stuff
use
in their
them.
back.
That's different. That's something else lays it in them.
Question.
Oh,
Will
wait,
you
no,
be
do
dead
they
once
have
they lay their
themselves?
eggs?
Okay, here we go.
Written in
Yeah.
themselves. But
'Cause it's
they
their
do it to
tadpoles.
themselves.
Then it really doesn't matter.
What?
You'll be dead.
No, you don't die.
No?
Dude. I mean, you'll die once they hatch.
Yeah. It's there's a
They do an alien thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I was asking if they did
there's a type
anything or
of
not.
desert hornet that does that to like scorpions. Actually, there's other hornets that also do that to like caterpillars and shit.
There's a type of bee that will
Squig,
swarm a type of
you go
hornet
first.
to stop it.
They're also right near you.
Disengage, and I'm gonna pull out wand of web and throw it so they're like like on the fringe of it.
Okay. You throw the wand of web, attempting to anchor it, I'm assuming, between the wall and the floor?
Yeah, I could also anchor it just along the floor.
Okay. You attempt to anchor it on the floor, but it quickly slides away in the mud and water.
What?
There's not enough stable ground for you to be able to place a web.
It's just... Does it last at least a turn?
Nope.
Damn it.
This place is covered in slime and mud and...
Ha!
Were you trying to move faster?
I was disengaging and... backing up.
Sorry,
Oh,
I
right.
need to look up, because you might fall.
Alright. I almost forgot about that.
Okay, sorry. Actually, before you use the wand, roll me a DC 10 dexterity saving throw. Okay, so you raise your wand, but you manage to throw the web anyway, and it gets washed away. It is now Grenna's turn.
Ha!
Sick.
You will be able to move 10 feet.
Am I more than 10 feet away from...
No, conveniently enough, because you moved up to where Carac was, you are within 10 feet of a swarm, so you can move up and attack. But before you attack, I will need you to roll me a DC 10 dexterity saving throw.
Okay. 4.
You draw your sword and start to swing, but fall directly on your face, falling prone. And unfortunately, you have no more movement to get up, so you're still prone. Now the rats go. They swarm over you, biting and attacking. And they have advantage because you're prone.
But they can move.
And then they roll shit.
Rat advantage.
Yeah, 4.
They attempt to bite and find purchase through your armor, but no go. Yeah.
Do they seem unaffected by
However, they are in the same space as you, so that'll make it a little hard to get up. What?
Do they seem unaffected by the slime floor?
Yes, but it appears to be more have to do with the fact that they're just a swarm of creatures rather than a...
And they're small.
Yeah,
so-
it's... Rats aren't innately immune to it, but because of the rules of swarms, they're immune to the things that would cause them to fall and shit.
Okay.
They can't be knocked prone, which means they can't slip. I know, right? They just push each other forward. I don't know what to tell you. It is now, I believe, Carc's turn.
We'll shoot. Wait, how close are the swarms to each other?
Oh, they're right next to each other, so if you want to make your horde breaker, you can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Most literal interpretation.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a horde of rats.
Have they both gone? Or has
No.
one of them gone?
One of them's gone, one of them is not.
Which one went?
The one that tried to attack Granite
No, I
just
mean
now.
the Snickers and the good bar.
Oh, the good bar attack. The Snickers is not.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the Snickers with my 2 attacks. I'll cast Hunter's Mark on it as well. If that...
Okay.
You mark one of the rats.
No, you
Wow.
just mark the swarm.
Uh,
Roll me a... I wonder if your ranger thing makes you immune to slipping, too. I guess
It's a 4
I have a
hazard,
move.
right?
I'm just shooting it with my bow.
it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Oh,
You
it's just
wanna-
moving.
Well, I mean, you're immune to difficult terrain movement.
It's up to you, the DM. You want me to roll or not?
I'm not sure. I guess being a ranger means you're immune to the slipping too, so you can just make your attack roll.
Okay.
Seems kind of cheap. But whatever.
Hey, them class features gotta come in at some time.
They've come in useful multiple times.
20 to hit. And,
That hits. How much damage?
11
Okay.
for the first.
You deal 11 damage with
Alright.
one arrow.
Yeah. I'm
Make your second attack.
I'm rolling terrible. 16 to hit.
That hits.
And 16 damage.
Alright, your second arrow. So your first arrow wiped out some of the rats. Your second arrow completely destroys them, so...
Okay. And the last attack, I'll shift the... Oh, actually I use my bonus action to cast. I can't switch it to the other one yet.
Yeah, you can.
So, 26 to hit, and 13 damage.
Firing 3 arrows swiftly from your bow, you annihilate one of the swarms of rats and severely damage the other one, killing at least half the rats with your shot, causing the swarm to be much smaller. It is now Ashura's turn.
Can I move within range of them?
Yes, I think you can.
Okay. With 30 movement?
Well, with 10, but yeah.
Oh. Alright.
You were pretty close to the door, and they're pretty close to the door.
Alright, I move up and attack the other rat swarm.
Okay. Roll me a DC 10 dexterity saving throw before you attack.
DC 10. 13.
You're fine. You draw your blade, and you almost slip, but you're good.
Okay.
Roll your attack roll as normal. It's on top of Grenna, so
I attack.
you could get flanking.
I do or could?
You do.
Even though she's prone.
Yeah, but it's easier to hit them when they're running all over
Good
someone.
thing I have.
Honestly, they're pretty easy to hit.
Rats aren't very
Surprisingly,
dodgy.
Rat's AC, not that high.
14.
That hits.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
1d8. 10 damage.
10 damage.
And I use my...
You slay all but one rat.
Oh, I'll use my extra attack. Wait, that doesn't use... That's...
You can make your extra attack too.
I just have 2 attacks.
It is super dead.
Dead.
It had 1 hit point, so don't even worry about it. Swinging out twice
19
with
damage.
swinging out twice with Shadow Spike, you slay 3 rats, and then the last one you stab and pull up before
Get the
it
good
is
one.
defeated.
Or-
Get the good bar.
Or you take a bite of it. Whatever.
Wait, who?
He doesn't want it. So.
Jesus Christ.
Whatever I put here is up for grabs for anyone. Whoever gets it.
Hey,
first.
Jeff's quick on the draw. Let's.
He wants
not
that
bad.
good bar.
He's like, fuck you, that has peanuts in it. I understand, Jeff. I get it. Peanuts and chocolate is an unbeatable combination.
I like almonds.
Almonds and chocolate is pretty good too.
So you said the ground's mud.
Nuts and chocolate is just
Moss.
Yeah.
Slippery.
Well, there's...
Disgust me.
Can I examine the silvery trails?
I like nuts.
Get your nuts out of here.
And we've got the biggest balls of them all. Okay, so yeah, the enemies are defeated.
Alright.
I noticed.
So what did you say about the ground again?
I don't even
Fire?
know what that means.
It's
Slippery, covered in moss.
Slippery, covered in some sort of like mud and slime.
Mm-hmm.
You can check out the other alcove if you want. You didn't see anything moving in it when you first came into the room, if that makes you feel any better.
You're talking to you. And or just anyone, but...
Well, anyone can.
I didn't go that badly, so just quick might be something worth it. Sure.
Search everything, even though we're
just
dying.
quickly.
Okay. All right. Sorry. So when you get up and check the rest of that, because those rats just swarmed out of the corner. When you check it out, you find. Did you roll perception? If not, roll me perception.
15?
There appears to be something caked in the lime at the bottom of the fountain.
Would I be able to chip it up with the hammer and the
You
edge of
can
the
burn it
pin?
away with alchemist supplies if you'd like.
I will do so.
You do so.
Lime
You
is
burn
kinda
the
delicate.
lime away. Yeah, it is. You burn the lime away and find a small amulet that appears to be made of brass. And something I cannot pronounce. Brass and something. Engraved with some sort of words you don't understand. The amulet is worth about 65 gold, though. So it's worth a decent amount. If you check the western alcove on the opposite side, the western fountain is filled with algae, and there are a number of bullfrogs kind of sitting in it with a number of tadpoles. When you look inside, they turn to you.
Is that like regular bullfrogs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am going to pet them.
You pet the bullfrog.
Okay.
His name was Jeremiah.
He's a good friend of mine.
He's a good friend of mine.
Alright, let's get fucking out of here.
So the ground's like mud and stuff. So
It's mud and water and slime. It is really difficult to walk through.
And it takes times.
No.
Is there
It's you can't mold earth mud.
Is there none
it's
to away?
how's that?
Yeah, it's not the kind of thing that can be affected by mold earth, because even if you could push some of the mud out of the way, it wouldn't stop the water and the slime.
I wasn't going to say push it out of the way. It's more earth. More earth can make it less difficult terrain. It's earth. How can you not do it?
It makes it very clear that it can be affected magically, except by like a much stronger spell.
The silvery trails on the wall, what are they? Or can I examine them?
You're gonna have to go down into the water to do so.
Oh,
To get, because they're on the pillars.
oh okay, never mind.
I'm gonna toss a meat ration into the water.
You're gonna toss a ration? There's other stuff you can toss.
It's food.
Just toss a fucking rat.
Alright, whatever. Oh yeah, you
Oh,
could
yeah,
just
toss a rat.
Yeah, just toss a rat.
Right, that makes more sense.
You're gonna
Fresh.
toss a rat into the pool.
Yeah.
Neat.
Okay. So you throw it into the center of the pool. It's not that deep, actually. It's only about 2 feet. It's just because the water's really muddy, it doesn't look like it. But if you're asking if something comes out of the water, nothing comes out of the water.
Okay.
Try and slog through it. I mean,
I guess
yeah,
so.
there isn't really anything else you can do
The
about it.
stairs go down, don't they?
Yeah.
Into the water. It's just...
Well, I meant, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess let's go.
Yeah, let's just start going.
Yeah.
We ain't got time to dilly dally. We don't know how big this place is.
Okay, so once you step down, who's first, by the way? For no reason.
I can go first.
Okay, Ashura, as you step down the last step, there is no floor, and you fall into 10-foot deep water. As you do so, the phosphorescent on the far side of the wall drops down into the water and then surges out. And as it does so, it appears to be some sort of giant, glowing slug. Now I have a question for you. How long does speak with animals last?
I think it's 10 minutes.
It's like 10 minutes, then it's way past that. But
Well, from the crawdad room?
Yeah, it would if it's 10
yeah,
minutes.
because
it's off
we
by
use
now.
10 minutes on the identify alone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Alright. The slug, which I will have you roll initiative because it is moving towards you aggressively, but it begins speaking. Like a lot. Like it doesn't shut up.
Is anyone else?
It's just making all these loud noises as it's moving forward to attack you. I
Can anyone
need
else
initiative.
communicate with it?
I can flip it. That's all I got.
Cast it again.
Ashura, what'd you get for
I
initiative?
need 10 feet
20.
of water. Wait, does that mean Ashura's underwater?
Yeah, Ashura's underwater right now.
That's okay, buddy. I'll come to you.
Oh, I can't even talk to it, but I could understand it.
Well, if you get out of the water.
8.
You got an 8. Emerald, what'd you get?
12.
Thoradin.
19.
Squig.
11.
Hey, look at us.
15.
We're not in the back anymore.
Sure, you go first.
Can I get out of the water?
Yeah, you can get out on the water. Further in, it appears as if it is 2 feet deep. It's
Okay.
just there's like a moat basically that you
I
walk
guess I
directly into.
Just cast it again. Just getting out of the water first.
Because I still... Well...
He's a chatty little slug. We want to know what he has to say.
Well, I don't know if anything down here is truly hostile.
The last time you talked to
Weren't in a way. They were just territory.
They're protecting something.
Yeah.
I'm curious if you are.
Alright, I'll move out of the water and speak with it.
Okay, so you cast Speak with Animals. As you do so, you catch it in the middle of saying, "Second, I will dissolve you until you are nothing, and then I will consume you, and then you will be nothing but tiny bits of slime around this room like everything else who has attempted to face me. He who is son of the moon. You have no chance! None!"
Oh, an angry slug.
It then continues to say,
How much dialogue does that book have?
"I am Tekun Kotal, Lord of Snails, Son of Moon." And it just continues, like, telling you how fucking dead you are. I'll give more of closing turns.
Oh,
Jesus.
Nice. I can't talk to it.
Yeah, you can talk to me some free action.
Okay, we didn't mean to impose or invade, we're just trying to get out of here. I can roll persuasion if I need to do that.
You can tell him
Can it be persuaded?
How hungry is it? Just dead.
It says there is one way you will escape, and it opens its maw wide.
Ah.
It appears like it's not gonna let you off easily. This guy is full aggro.
Is that
Yeah, he
my-
is unfortunately casting it as your turn. Additionally, it is its turn. It surges forth across the water very quickly. It opens its mouth, and you see water begin to like move like a swirling toilet before it shoots like a greenish, viscous line of water and acid. I need
Oh god.
Ashura, Grenna, and Carac, and Squig to roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Alright, back of the line, crew! Nailed it. Second eyes are 4.
Okay, what did Ashura get? 12? Carac? Squig? Grenna. 10. Okay, Grenna and Ashura unfortunately take 23 acid damage. Squig and Carac, however, managed to dodge out of the way at the last second and only take 11. Or, wait, 12. I was doing math stupid for a second. Don't worry about it.
almost.
However, that is its turn. And real quick, I'm gonna put the
Oh god.
The blast didn't seem to harm armor, did it?
it's just acid damage.
Okay.
What is the most slug-like of these?
The green have enough gummies.
Gummies would be perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Something with a movie center.
Jujubes.
Gushers would be
Oh yeah.
amazingly appropriate.
You know that's
There
multiple.
seems there seem to be plenty of enemies that could use gushers, but I can't
Wrap gushers.
They're not individually wrapped.
If they had individually wrapped gushers, I would absolutely
We
buy
could,
them.
I don't care. We could make individually wrapped gushers.
I'm not making individually wrapped gushers. At that point, I might as well individually wrap fucking pudding skins so I can make the Georgia Costanza joke.
I mean, I would.
This session is the session of George. Alright, so it burned some of you with its acid. Then it continued to speak, although Asura is the only one who can understand it. As it said, yes, that is the power of the sun of the moon. Flee, and I may let you live. And then it says, but probably not. It is now Thoradin's turn.
Well, I guess I don't have to feel bad about killing this thing.
What's it before?
Who wants a D4? Because he's throwing up less.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
I'll take D4.
I said I'll take it.
4 people want it.
So one person's not gonna get it.
You go first.
But you said you didn't want it.
But I have a plus 2 to hit. Probably not.
That's fair.
So Squig, Greta, and Shura are getting blessed. Okay. Feel the blessing of the Lord upon you. Plus 4 to your attacks and saves. Or on the D4 to your attacks and saves. Is that your turn? Okay. It is now Greta's turn.
Cool. I know that the rope comes down a little ways. Like how much try to jump it.
You could jump it from the space you're at. But that being said, you're gonna have to roll a dexterity check because you're gonna have to find solid footing before you can jump. So you need to roll a DC 10 dexterity check, and if you fail, you're gonna slip.
Well, I wanted to know how much would it cost to do that.
15, and then 10 to jump. So 25.
Like I have to go back 15 first.
No, moving one space costs 15 movement because of the difference, right?
Oh, still?
Yeah.
That'll be left there.
No,
Sorry.
that's this one.
Whatever. It's better than waiting, I suppose.
Wait,
So
You have to jump it.
roll the dexterity saving throw first. You add your blessed to this. Okay. I didn't see it.
21.
21 works. Roll me an athletics check to jump in the water.
11.
Alright, you get to the other side. Unfortunately, you don't have any other movement without dashing. So if you want to move further, you're going to have to use your action to dash.
You said the total cost would be 25?
25, but you need a single space. 15, so you don't have room to do it. Without dashing. That I should. Yes. All throughout this chamber is muddy and slimy and disgusting. Additionally, because you're attempting to move faster, you will have to roll me another dexterity check to use the dash action. Fail this one, you will fall.
Well, I wasn't going to bump that. I was gonna shot at it.
That's fine.
Actually,
Just let me know.
So the 2 attacks, like, that's any
Yeah, that's any weapon. You can do that with a bow, or you can throw 2 hand axes.
2 javelins.
Two javelins.
So unfortunately, take a couple of bow shots. 11 to hit. First.
That misses. The arrow strikes into the creature's flesh, but it appears as if its like rubbery body provides it some like natural armor.
David, D4.
And you're out of D4 of these. sound that sounds like rain steel, which tells it is now, I believe it is Emerald's turn. I believe, I mean I know.
Is it sure it's still in the water?
No, Ashura's out of the water. He managed to climb his way out.
I'm still gonna turn into a crocodile and go charging in there.
Okay. Unless your crocodile has any sort of thing that would ignore danger, it's still going to have its movement cut by a third. Or cut to a third. Just let me know.
There's only technically one square of water.
That is 1 square of water. So that will help for part of it.
I can just use the
So you shapeshift, and then you move 2 squares forward, because that's 30 feet of movement. You have 30 feet as a crocodile, right? 20.
30
Okay.
feet in water.
Okay, so you shapeshift into a crocodile and move 1 square forward. It's very
You should
difficult to
have
move
gotten
forward
into
as a
the water
crocodile.
first.
Or try to pull it a bit closer.
Once you get into the water, it'll be easier. Or maybe the thing will move closer. Regardless, in the meantime, it is Squig's turn.
I take a step to the side and want to get a clear shot at it, don't I?
No, it has cover against you no matter what you do from there.
Really?
Yeah, there are 2 people in the way, and there are 2 more people in the way.
Oh, you want to move all the way to the end?
If you move all the way here, then Ashura's going to move.
No. To the side.
This is a wall. Then you won't be able to hit it at all.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, this part here is wall.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. I thought those were like just paths that go out and stuff.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, damn. Kind of want to shoot it. Oh, about how
I have a D4.
Tall are these
Yeah.
tunnels? Or...
About 20 to 30 feet up. Same with about everyone you've been. They're about 20 or 30 feet up.
Okay. Then yeah, actually, because he did remind me. I've already forgotten, because I am done. Yeah, I will take actually shots. I will take shots at it with the repeating light crossbow that I have. Well, enchanted with
Yeah. You got a regular Flashmaster right there.
9.
A 9 is a miss, unfortunately.
Okay. If I remember Arcane Arming correctly, first attack is 8.
Yeah, it's the same as extra attack. You just have to do the magic weapon. So,
One of the attacks that you do with magic weapon, apparently. 13.
13 hits.
No shit. Okay.
Oh, wait. Sorry, 13 doesn't hit.
Cover?
My bad. Yeah, cover.
Yeah. Okay. To shoot
Which,
I have to roll.
unfortunately, means that you strike Ashura's armor, and it bounces off of his armor, but Ashura, you do feel a bolt hit your armor.
It's a magic bolt. He was never there at all. Do I have to make a dex roll for shooting or no?
Oh, yeah, you would have had to make it before you make your attack roll. Sorry. My bad.
Okay.
To see if you slip. Any combat action is going to require a DC 10 dexterity save to not slip.
I'll make that this one, or I can make one of the attack rolls.
You just do it.
Okay. Funnily enough, if I had taken one of the previous rolls, I would have failed. That is a 22.
Yeah, you still stayed up and managed to get off for 2 shots. Unfortunately, they both missed.
Come on!
Only one of them missed.
One of them hit Ashura for no damage. Hey, spy check. That's the story. Stick to it. Still paranoid about that shapeshifter? We're gonna spy check. You know, one of the things, what a magic item in is a flame guard that could possibly blow up and do damage to you. It's one of the items that got ported over from magic. I forget what it's called, but it's a magic card. It's like an isn't flamethrower that has a chance of like blowing up in your face.
That sounds like a goblin weapon.
It probably is a goblin weapon.
Yeah.
Magic has goblins, and they make stupid shit too. It is now, I believe,
Several flavor
Carc's
tests.
turn, who somehow, I think literally the first time in the entirety of Tales from the Yawning Portal, has gone last.
Yeah. I rolled
That shit never happens.
I rolled bad both times. Like with the damage on initiative, I rolled bad. So,
No, I know how it happened, I'm just saying it's funny. So yeah, if you want to make attacks, you're gonna have to... Oh wait, no, you ignore it.
it does have counter for me though.
Yeah. So if you want, you can move, roll an athletics check. Or honestly, you can get in swim, come out here and fire if you want.
Yeah, I'll do that. Sorry.
You're pretty quick.
Prancing around. Oh,
So,
Shock fly balls.
goddamn.
20 damage.
Did you... That's the attack roll.
Oh.
You should still say something instead of being like,
Well, then-
20 damage and eat shit guy.
30 to hit them.
Okay,
I
30
assume that
hits.
hits.
Yeah, that is good. You still gotta tell me.
I got
Oh, done.
You cast shield 7 times.
wait. Yeah, 29 to hit.
Okay, so the first attack did 20 damage.
Yeah.
Right.
The second
Second one is 29, that hits.
and it does 10 damage.
Okay. You bury 2 arrows in it. The first one hits it right in its slug face, causing one of its feelers, its eye stalks, to like swivel around all crazily, and it begins yelling and it begins making a bunch of noise. You hear it saying, "You dare strike the son of the moon? I will devour you first
I'm gonna
and
flip it
shit
off.
you out last."
An insult's an
Talking
insult.
shit.
An insult's an insult.
Yeah.
Okay,
Intimidation
it
is
now goes back
intimidation.
around to Ashura's turn. Can't
No,
move up to
that's
it.
the scary part.
What's with you aggroing everything?
I don't know.
No, that's the
He
scary
fucking
part.
shoots it in the
How
face
is he
with a
doing
crit
this?
arrow almost every fight. That's gonna piss it off. Remember the Odyssey? Yeah, that giant was, or that Cyclops was real pissed when they stabbed it in the eye too.
That's true.
Get stabbed in the eye, yeah. So, very, very angry.
Okay, I move up and attack it. I'm going to move.
No, you have 2 squares of movement because the right.
Okay, fine.
And additionally, you're gonna have to roll an DC 10 dexterity saving throw before you make your attack and possibly fall down.
Maybe I should. No. I'm subbing.
Maybe I should.
Well, it doesn't matter if you move or not. That's true even if you stand still.
Oh, never. Okay.
Yeah.
This if we attack.
Doing a combat action has a chance of falling and slipping. You do get bonus to the save, I think. So,
Pretty sure crocodiles aren't immune to slipping forward.
yeah, but you have an attack now.
24 on the save.
I move.
If you move more, so it's if you take the dash action, which you can't do because you spent your action to shapeshift, or if you make a combat action, you have to roll. You just moved your normal move, that doesn't require a save.
Because we've all attacked.
However, next turn, if you try to take the dash action, you'll have to roll a save against slipping.
No, I'll just keep moving forward menacingly.
Okay. Well, once you get into the water, it'll be easier because Slime's less bad.
21 to hit.
21 to hit, that hits.
14 damage.
14 damage. You strike your sword out at it, and as you do so, you cut into it for 14 damage.
Do I still roll the save on the second time?
No, it's not for each. Because it's the attack action, you just make 2 attacks. So it's not a
25 to
side
hit.
action. 25 hits or
9 damage.
9. You slash your sword and then slash it again. It reels in pain, but seems doubled in how much it wants to destroy you. Speaking of which, it's its turn.
some salt. Yeah, we probably should.
I
I
think
have
we need
salt.
to package some salt from
I have salt.
How do you have salt?
Laundry?
Bought it?
Yeah. When we're at the Citadel.
Why aren't you throwing that out there?
He's all the way over
Yeah,
there.
he is all over there.
yeah, let me just fucking baseball fucking pitch that salt right at him.
Yeah, that's one.
I want you to all go see how things are ground.
Yeah, it's salt. I mean, having enough salt to make like salt bolts.
My salty bolts.
So, from its
Salt.
body grows two large pseudopod-like tentacles, one of which whips out at Carac, and the other which whips out at Asura.
Oh god. Those are probably like the fucking things in the ceiling from orange box. It's not orange box. Oh my god.
You block it with your shield, although it strikes really hard and manages to slide you back a little bit. Carac, you are struck. No, not actually, but you're like, ah, shit. It's a lot harder to hold your shield up and stand your ground when the ground won't stop moving.
Who installs an entire water bed into their fucking house?
It probably looked nicer.
Didn't he do that during ITM? Wasn't his house submerged?
At least half of it.
Yeah.
Because they're basically kind of built on a marsh.
Anyway, Carac, you are struck for 17 damage as the pseudopod strikes her in the neck.
Hey, I took 23.
I'm at 21 health on this. So
It is now Thoradin's turn.
Heals. Got any heals?
or just kill the thing, that way it stops hurting me.
I'm just gonna keep attacking it. It's,
Murder it so it stops killing me,
it's
please.
everyone else's job to keep me alive.
Murdering enemies, the
And
best
it's my
thing
job
to
to
do.
keep them alive by killing this thing. Right? Yeah. Circle.
That's how it was in Star Wars. They'd be like, fucking kill it faster, I'm dying!
Circle of life, circle of death.
Pleasure.
Where? It's range about 60 feet. Or was it 30 feet? So it's 30 feet.
It's
Yes, it's
Okay, then you're good. Who are you healing? Car? Well, that healing word. Call out a blessing to Moradin.
why
What if your
If it's the middle, it's 3. That's how much you heal.
24 divided by 21 now.
You call out a healing word and heal Carac for 3. That's a bonus action, so if you'd like to throw out a cantrip of some kind.
I'm just gonna say this, Sacred Flame ignores counter.
Right, cantrips are all the stone.
Yeah, they can be used in addition to the spell. You got a Sacred Flame? Okay. He makes a dexterity saving throw. What is your spell save difficulty?
Did you update your spell?
It should be 13 for divine spells and 15 for arcane spells. Okay. He is hit, so roll your damage, which should be 2d8 now, because you're level 5 and cantrips have enhanced.
13.
You burn it with the sacred flame of Moradin. It is now Emerald's turn. No, I'm sorry, Grenna's turn. My bad.
I would like to attempt to aggress the enemy.
Okay, you're still gonna have to roll me that DC 30 saving throw.
That's why we have the D4.
Unfortunately, you fall on the ground. And
You
you're
want
going
the
to
D4?
have to use a half
He
your
did.
movement to get up.
Base 2.
Which means you're gonna have to wait till next turn to get up. Half of your total movement. I promise you will be used. Well, I guess you can actually get back up because you used half of it to move up to him, and then you have half of it after. But that means moving up, getting up means you won't be able to attack. But you can get up this turn.
I would have thought that I would wait till next turn.
No, I thought so too, but you only move one space, which does take half the movement, and you can use the other half to get up.
Then I'll get up.
Okay. You pull yourself up off the ground, and it's now everyone's turn.
One more square.
Well, once you move one more square, which takes half of your movement, you can take 5 feet of your normal movement unimpeded because you're moving into water, and
Yes.
then out of water, so you can actually get here.
Cool.
Now, once you're over here, you can attempt to move into melee with a taking a dash action, but you will have to roll a DC 10 dexterity save or fall. But, come on.
On your belly?
Your legs will be up.
It's like what you used to do to your dog.
But,
No, this is different. I just want to go.
Alright.
I mean, it's up to you.
Our Halloween is a little
Unless it says they're immune to the unless it says they're immune to the competition.
Their only thing is one right.
It would be listed under condition immunities if it's listed there.
Alright, I guess I have to sooner or later.
Okay.
Nah, I don't.
You attempt to move further, but you're fall. It is now Squig's turn.
This is a sad sight to see an alligator fall from the ground.
I think it looks kind of silly, actually.
Yeah.
You should be clear to hit it.
It's like when a dog's on ice and all their limbs just come out from under them.
Your left. No. Character's left. Character's left. Right. Would that be true?
What?
If I move left, my Squig's left 1 square unimpeded shot.
No. There's no way to get an impeded shot.
Oh.
Because this is a pillar.
Would it be
Red is
less
the way.
cover?
Sure is the way.
left
There's,
one?
no, it's...
Okay, because I just don't know if directly it's behind the pillar or not. From where I am.
I mean, this will be light cover as opposed to heavy cover.
That's my question.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And I'll make the roll. 10.
Yes, DC 10 dexterity saving throw. Sorry, I knocked your shit over again. 15. With your 15, you do keep your feet and roll your attack roll. Excellent.
What's the damage do? No? Oh. 11 for the first shot, or 11 damage for the first shot. 12 to hit for the second shot.
Fortunately, the second shot misses.
Okay.
As your attacks hit into it, the creature calls out to Asura, and it says, wait, I can show you the way out of here. Just don't kill me.
Insight.
Do you have insight?
You still fucking kill all of them.
Yeah, I do have insight.
You can roll insight.
19. Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah.
That doesn't apply to that. Plus doesn't apply to
Okay,
that.
19. Damn it.
19?
It's only
Saves
and saving throws.
attacks.
Seems legit.
Seems legit. I could mess with it, even though I know it's telling the truth.
You want
Now,
to
hold on a second. What happened to all you're gonna kill us, eat us, and shit us out later?
It says, I have reconsidered letting you live.
Agreeable? What?
What?
Sorry, I relay it. Is it agreeable?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll show us the way out.
Alright. He's not lying.
Okay.
Snort.
He
One condition. Don't just attack people on sight.
It says nothing to this. But it
Maybe
begins
this
moving,
situation won't happen again.
and it moves and flattens its body out over the other side of the moat and says, this way.
We'll follow it. Alright.
Okay.
Alright. Oh god. No, we're just moving normally. Right. Now make checks across the room!
So it's stretching out its body for you to walk across it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
I figured.
Okay.
Sure.
You step out onto its body and immediately slide off into the water, and you hear it say, you should be careful. I am slippery.
Is he slipperier
Is
than
he
the floor?
joking?
It's a slug. I think it's just.
Is he slipperier
You're
than the
gonna
floor?
need to you're gonna need to set something up to walk across him without
Yeah.
sliding off.
I
Maybe
shove
use
blankets.
a rope or put a cloak over him, because
Yeah.
otherwise.
Ah! Wait! I got it! I can summon Bastion. We can just tie ropes to him, he can just drag people across.
No.
Spider
that's a
legs.
waste.
Just put a fucking cloak on it.
Do we have enough?
Do any of you have a spare cloak?
Well, I
Part of a tent.
assume that we have a cloak.
I had a tent.
You can also just tie a rope to the pillar if you'd like.
I guess.
Alright.
Sure.
As
Alright.
kind of like a balance act.
You help to balance yourself and you walk across the creature, getting to the other side of the door. He slides up past you and says, this is the tomb of Iwerakan, god of the flood. This passageway is slime covered, with a stream of water trickling away from the door. There's condensation on the walls, door and ceiling, some of which drips down onto you. A quiet sound of dripping and splashing echoes in the corridor. The door is tightly sealed and appears to be warped outward or wedged shut. The door's hinges are mounted on this side.
Ask the slugfin his name. And if he can understand what
He said his name.
Oh.
Tekuzetekoto.
Yeah, he announced it like the other guy did.
Tekuzetekoto,
Okay.
Lord of Snails.
I'm just gonna call him Snail Lord. 'cause-
Is it Koatl?
I think it's Q.
It has a pronunciation thing. Tekuzetekoto. Tekuzetekoto.
What are
The-
they
the-
gonna call it?
Yeah, the last word.
C-A-T-L.
Oh.
C-A-T-L. Huh.
Okay.
But it's pronounced coat L.
Oh, okay.
It has a pronunciation thing.
Alright.
Oh, get wrecked.
So, do you approach the door? It appears to be bulging outward.
Oh.
It's gonna burst
Yeah.
inwards if we open it, isn't it?
Would I be able to actually inspect it if I could and tell if that is by design or is it actually...
Roll me a wisdom check, Carac.
If it's wooden, wouldn't it be locked?
Ah, fuck me, really. 8.
You are pretty sure. 8? Okay, never mind.
You are pretty sure absolutely nothing is wrong with this door.
Yeah, you don't know. What were you saying again?
Make some type of roll with wood carvers. This a wooden door? Or
Yeah, this is a wooden door.
would I be able to use wood carvers tools to see if this is by design or...
It
is something-
absolutely isn't.
Okay.
This door is warped. It's like it's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah. As soon as we open it, water's gonna pour in.
Well, does it mean this is another dead end?
Maybe not.
The slug says this is the way.
I'll shoot the door with an arrow.
Okay, roll me an attack roll.
Oh my god.
Wait a minute.
Asura can understand me.
18. Hey, you're a crocodile.
For a couple
You're
minutes.
not gonna
18?
change back.
I've got 2 hours.
Okay.
So you're gonna be all the way
You
back there.
strike your arrow
Plus,
into
we're
the door.
probably gonna be flooded.
It
after
strikes in, and water begins to, like, the arrow's pushed out and water begins, and then the door starts to crack, and
This
then
is a very
flies
bad
open.
idea.
And I want everyone
Won't
to
be
roll
back
me
there.
What?
a
Swim now.
roll me a strength saving throw.
And better that it's
Oh, thank
not
God, I'm a
resistance.
crocodile.
Additionally, everyone takes 1 damage from the water slamming into you.
That's
Alright, what's the crocodile?
It said strength saving throw.
Yeah.
I got a 20.
Strength save. Well, I'm gonna ask you.
Wow, that was a 15, but you fucking dice.
okay.
Don't even get
Okay.
proficiency on this.
What did you get on your strength saving throw, Ashura?
11.
Carac?
20.
Emerald? 7. Thoradin?
3.
You
I mean,
used
no,
the strength
no,
out
12.
strength?
13.
12?
13.
13.
I did not
I don't know why.
Nine.
It's
44.
13.
100. 100 out of 100.
62. 78.
Roll 2,
Huh.
add 1, so
Height.
13.
Alright, Squig, what'd you get?
6.
And Grenna?
15.
Okay, so Grenna and Carac stand strong, manage to grab the side, and are not knocked off their feet. You just stone face the water, you take 1 damage.
Yeah, let us
The rest of you are knocked down and washed along the passage.
Whee!
Everyone can attempt to roll. Everyone who is being washed down the passage can roll me a athletics check, a strength athletics check.
God for that.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait. You took damage. That means you have to. Is blessed concentration?
He has a barrier, though.
Yeah.
That saves him from making concentration.
Oh, you have to take health damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You might. Anyway, so
I'll take it for turn.
yeah, for those of you who got knocked down, what did you get on your athletics check? 27.
Oh, wait, no. It is a check, not a save.
Yeah,
Oh,
this is an
25.
athletics checks. 25. Emron.
14.
Thoradin. 10. And Squig.
11.
11. Okay, so sure, you reach out and grab the corner of the thing, which stops you from being rushed back in the room you
can't
were
grab anyone
before.
else.
You cannot. The 3 of you are rushed in and deposited into the moat. And to make matters worse, the slug is there too. And it opens its mouth. And I need the 3 of you to roll me a dexterity saving throw. Because it
Hey!
spits boiling acid. The 3 of you notice that the slug isn't in the room. However, before you roll that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we get back, we will see if these people get fried to death.
No, I'll be okay.
I'm only like half.
I've still got 32 crocodiles.
Now, before you ask Mario, I rolled insight and it wasn't going to betray us. I'd like to preemptively say it wasn't going to betray you until they got dumped into the book. It makes it very clear that it will uphold its bargain until one of you is in a compromising position. Then it will attack. Because I know someone's going to be like, but Mario, I rolled in. And we are back. So, I did those saving throws.
Strawberry.
You said they were athletic.
Absorb elements?
Yeah.
Nice. Absorb elements. Still make that save because you might reduce it to a 4.
Shield will do nothing, right?
Shield will do nothing.
What's that one?
Dexterity save.
Oh, shit.
Okay, what did you get, Emma?
17.
4.
And Squig?
Well,
Okay, so Squig takes 26.
I am down.
Oh, wait a minute.
The 2 of you take 13.
Hold on.
What?
Was he swallowing us or just spitting shit at us?
Yeah,
It's
Huh?
15.
15?
I'm a
You
crocodile.
still only take 13.
Okay.
Spitting.
So you 2 take 13, you take 26, and you said that puts you down? Squid is hitting acid and immediately like starts floating up to the surface of the water. Apparently not breathing.
Squid beat it.
I am going to have you guys re-roll initiative.
Fuck, I forgot about
Initiative from everybody.
Yeah, initiative.
God, I remember watching that show.
Oh yeah, I used to.
Who did this stuff
Huh? Yeah, even the people who did this upgrade roll initiative. What did Asura get?
8.
What did Carac get? What did Emron get?
6.
What did Thoradin get? 7. Squig, you're down, but
Yeah, I was gonna say
would
that.
you have got anyway?
Oh, I don't roll when I get up.
No, I'll have you roll down if you get up. You'll have that initiative.
You have to make saving throws on your turn.
I know. I remember. And if he hits me, I automatically fail 1 or 2.
Yeah, you automatically fail 1, and if you crits, you fail 2.
That's what it was. 15.
And Grana, what did you get?
So you're gonna go before him. See how
I'm sorry, I can't die slower, Mom!
So, Grena,
So-
you look around, notice that, that everyone except for you and Card, and once you look around a little bit, Asura, who like grabbed onto a wall, is gone, including the slaughter.
The water must have pushed them up now.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay. It is slimy and watery here. Normal difficult terrain, I believe. So you move at half speed.
Hey!
Or let me double check. I might do wrong.
You take victories where you can get them.
Could the torrent water perhaps have been Paradox water? Just made it less than.
In fact, made
No,
you move
David, it's
faster.
not hard. Doesn't say. I'm gonna assume it's. I actually don't think it's difficult terrain. I think there's just water. So you can run back if you'd like.
I will.
Okay,
I am at least a little
back.
suspicious.
So you get basically 2. And that is what you see. You see Squig's unconscious body floating in the water face down. You see the slug looking like down upon underwater Emerald and Thoradin. And yeah, that's what you see. So,
I shall point. Shout. Treachery! And,
unfortunately, you lose all your movement to get to here, so you'll have to throw a range attack out.
nah.
Either hand axes or some javelins.
We'll take a couple shots.
Because you're shooting into the water, it is
It's
gonna have huh?
It's up to a minute, so probably not.
Plus, yeah, plus it's not bad.
That's 20 to hit.
20 to hit. That does hit despite you shooting in the water. You deal 6. Okay.
That one's a 7 hit.
That misses. You hit the water and the arrow is stopped at the surface of the water. It is now. It is now Squig's turn. Rolling a death save. And it's a d20.
Okay.
14. You have got a success.
I'll head back to the
I have a single failure on that save.
I have 35 minutes.
That's when I got hit 5 times. Put down 5 times.
Is the snail within 5 feet of me, or is he more than 5 feet away?
No, he's 15 feet all told.
I'll try and shoot him. I know he has cover, but he's taking a turn.
Yes.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, I missed because I rolled a natural with the first attack.
Next up.
I probably should use another. Yep. I don't regret using this dice game. 29.
That hits.
12 damage.
Okay, your second arrow plunges into him. It is now Ashura's turn.
How?
You get to hear.
Actually, no. Push him to that.
shove. It's an action.
Action. Can I still make a ranged attack? Just
No, unfortunately, the wall's in the way.
fine. I cure wounds on Squig.
It's touch range.
Hands, obviously.
No, lay on hands, surprisingly ranged.
Yeah.
How many feet away is the
You 20.
I use Misty Step. Bonus action. Second level.
Surprise! Ashura disappears into the wind and appears in the water behind the creature. All your attack rolls.
So my enemy shield right there.
Went against your word.
What's your first attack misses?
Alright, 27 second one.
That hits. So you appear behind him, slashing once with misses, though the water is making you come running down. And then you slash again. This second one cuts into him, cutting him open his ribbons. Blood is still from him. He is defeated.
Heroes.
Alright, he is defeated. And you are going to cure wounds, Squig?
Yeah.
Are you going to pull him out of the water first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No.
I could help. I would cry.
Roll your cure wounds.
Fucking slug.
5.
Yeah. 5.
I knew I
Okay.
could. I knew I
You were
could do
healed for
something.
5. Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
I forgot about Misty Step too, honestly.
Bonus action.
Yeah. See, for some reason, I thought it was that reaction teleport, but that's a different spell.
That's a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're healed for 5. You said you also wanted to heal him?
Choose a crocodile.
Oh, well,
I said I'm a crocodile.
fair enough.
I cast Healing Spirit. If everyone wants to do that dumb cockle line thing.
What the hell? You have that now?
Doesn't mean both of you guys have that?
Okay,
Alright.
so roll me 10d6.
Or did you... You didn't lose it, right? Like, there
No,
wasn't
I
like
still
any
have
change
it.
or anything? Okay.
That's not okay.
Nice.
I just
Oh,
stopped
Jesus.
using it
Oh
in
my
combat,
God,
like long
29.
rest, because I'm always out of
Yeah.
spell slots.
39. 35. Wait, no, I said 39.
30,
Right?
44.
Alright, everyone heals for 44.
God. Damn.
Back up to 4.
That is very good.
I'm not, because I'm a
and I
crocodile.
love it.
I'm back up to crocodile full.
Well, you
Oh,
technically
no.
you haven't taken damage.
I did.
Did you? You
The
did?
trap.
Yeah, the
from
trap.
she
The
took 10
logs.
Oh, right.
Most
Yeah.
of those.
I'm at -1.
That's good.
Thank you.
What?
I'll tell you. Oh,
He needs
Minus
his
1
off
HP.
of full.
yeah.
As you get up, pull yourself out, what do you do?
We'll go back in the other room. He was leading us in the right direction.
Alright, as
Why?
you get back there,
Oh, if you want to say why?
Why?
It was a whim. I followed it. I'm sorry.
Your limbs are stupid. Don't do it anymore.
What? Go to hell, Squig. You hear?
I did.
Go to the hell.
Oh,
No.
everyone else crocodile sounds. But Ashura, honestly, he's just been making one bad move after another lately.
No, right?
see, you can hear him say I know into alligator sounds.
I'll look at him and squint. Like,
He cleared the path.
These normal
Yeah,
crocodile
yeah.
sounds.
See,
Just
Brenda agrees with me. We needed to take action. We're getting poisoned in here.
That's true.
As you walk down the hall, each of you double over and cough for a second.
Oh.
You each
See?
take 6 damage.
Alright.
Hey, at least we were all basically the full because you rolled way too well on that.
And Thoradin or Squig can roll me an intelligence check.
or
Intelligence
Or do you
check,
want
just
both?
intelligence. Both of you can if you want.
Okay. Sorry, I heard
Oh,
you or
That's
you.
another reason to stay a crocodile.
21.
I can start carrying people if anyone dies.
21?
And I can hold my breath
It's
for
been
15
about an
minutes.
hour since you were first exposed to the poison. If
Can
it
we do-
continues
can
on
we
this
get
path,
ins-
every hour you're going to
Can
take
we get
damage.
insight on what it is?
Some sort of
Say this.
inhaled toxin.
With my tinker's tools, would
Like,
I be able to makeshift something that could make it take longer?
Like what? Like a breathing mask?
like a cup, like a filter, basically, like a more effective bandana.
it's like just putting a towel over your face will kind of help in a fire. Not a lot, but
You're going to have to cut up some cloth of some kind.
I'm sorry that.
I can
Fly
get,
faster.
I can get rid of my new tent
I have my traveler's clothes.
You're like, cut up your tent.
if that's all the cloth I got.
Give me a tinkering roll check. In intelligence, Tinker. It's okay, Kaylee. You don't have to be that in character.
Allergies.
I know.
The poison dust is outside.
What happened to our horses and stuff that we dragged?
They died
They
in
just-
I'm not sure. You don't see
Oh fuck! Really? All right.
Maybe
I
Just-
would
What about
have
your
thought
dog?
we would have like left them.
What about your dog?
Yeah, but we didn't know we were gonna reach. Oh, maybe.
You were moving up on the location. You
Okay.
left it behind.
All right. Well,
it's just like
25.
like we did.
25? You make some makeshift face covers that should help.
yeah.
You won't know until later.
Try it. They might work.
I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, they're
hold
not gonna
yours.
stick.
it's,
I'll hold yours.
it's not good. Like it's gonna hurt any.
Well, I can hold my breath for 15 minutes, and then I only have to take like a breath or two.
These
Okay,
might
go back to
make it
holding
take
it.
longer.
Well, if you
Right.
stay in a crocodile, that
Oh.
might help
I can hope.
Amaron out then.
Anyway, you guys continue on.
That slug guy didn't have nothing on his body. All right.
No, you can go through the room if you wanted.
It's
Good.
like you can ride.
Um,
I'm
I was
faster
gonna
than
ask.
you. I'm faster than
I
you.
was gonna ask. Could I?
It's not lay on land.
I want to find speed. Or
If water
You also
happens,
can't
more
understand.
horses.
no.
Well,
You just-
to and just traverse through
I'm
the,
sorry.
the,
It won't work.
the temple that
Your
we're
mouth's
in.
too big.
It does occur to you that on the slime and stuff, the horse
I don't
are
know.
an even harder time to tell.
So
Until you're out of the place that's all slimy and muddy.
You're
Yeah.
like, yeah, that
Generally,
passive
horses
is
don't
going
do
to
that
just
well.
snapped at you.
Alright,
as much as I
so
want to.
as you head down So did you want to check
Oh,
out
wait,
the flooded
actually,
chamber?
Yeah,
Car?
we'll search it. He was
Alright,
gonna
what's up?
stop and make the mass
I need you
anyways,
to-
right? So 23.
How much gold did we get?
There's nothing down in the water
Okay.
other than just not really anything.
Alright.
Once you head back up into the chamber that was full of water, you come out of the stairs and you see directly in front of you is the entrance that the two of you came through before. It leads right back to the same chamber that the hidden.
Like a loop?
Yeah, so you know when I described a door right in front of you that was submerged in water, you
It's
just came
that
out of that
door?
door.
Oh,
Crap didn't know what he was talking about.
So we've gone in a circle.
Yeah.
Well,
We could
we
have
haven't gone
I had a
through this way
I
yet.
had a feeling it was that door.
Let's go through the other door.
He
Right.
did.
Okay, the original door on the far end?
Yeah.
All right. You
Was,
continue up.
silver.
Oh, it was. Silver was
Let's do that after.
2,487.
As you approach the door, a faint melodious sound comes from ahead. It is difficult to tell whether it is someone singing or the echoing of dripping water in a great cavern.
Huh.
What do you do?
If I roll perception, can I try to determine
Sneak up
between
to
the two?
Sneak up to the door and try to get a better hearing.
You can try to sneak up to the door.
Alright. Well, I super sneak to the door.
Same. Not that I just flipped it over and rolled when it changed to a 20.
Okay. What'd you get on stealth?
27.
26.
You hear the sound. It's difficult to make out. It still sounds both like singing and the dripping of water.
And this is one of those
Over.
huge doors that we need to open.
You can try to peep it if you want,
Sure.
or open it quietly.
Yeah.
As loudly as possible.
Okay. As you open the door, sitting on the beach in front of a crystalline pool is a woman, young and slim, with long golden hair and pale white skin. She radiates a soft silvery light even through her shawl, white as the froth of waves. She is singing a strange melody in an unrecognizable language. After finishing her song, she enters the water in a long, arcing dive.
This should not be here, Squig.
Can't be a person.
I don't know. I thought this place was abandoned.
The gas.
Do you think it's making us hallucinate? Why would we hallucinate the same thing?
So the room you're in is about 15 feet of like stone, and then immediately goes into crystalline pool. There is a hallway to your right that you can tell from your kind of sense leads into the chamber that was on the other side of the hermit. When you first entered, there was the left door, which is the one you took, the right, and then straight ahead.
Yeah.
This is what's on the other side of that straight ahead door.
Wasn't that
the
water
water
room
comes
the
down?
other door too?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
You come down, the water from that door that I just described comes down and pools into the crystalline pool. And, yeah.
You want to try talking to her?
Well, she was speaking in an unknown language.
If did it sound similar to
Anything
I don't-
you know?
It sounded like what the
Crawl.
hermit and the fucking slug were speaking.
Well, we don't know the languages.
Yeah. And she didn't look like an animal.
I know Common, Sylvan, Elvish, and Undercommon.
I'm gonna
She
ask,
doesn't look like a goblin, so
I'm gonna ask her
I know
to
a goblin.
each one before we move on.
I don't know.
We could try to see if she's not that hostile.
Yeah, I guess so. But let's just go in the room. Well, actually, let's tell the others. There's
I'll keep an eye.
I'll go back to the others. Crocodile included. And say there's a woman that was singing. She dived into the water. There's just a pool of clear water up ahead and some doors.
Is it clear water or?
He said crystalline water.
Oh, okay. Are the crystalline around water? Yeah, I guess that would be crocodiles'
I'm wrong.
normal noises. Just that hissing that they do.
The weird little bellow.
So what are you guys doing?
We're going forward.
You're gonna go into the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get
Suppose we
skeptical
might as
about
well.
everything.
Nothing
we now.
changes when he goes back to tell them that I
Seems alright
stay
so far.
to make
No.
sure. Okay.
Of course. God damn
Did you lose your page?
it. No, I'll tell you after. Okay, so you enter. As you enter, the creature surfaces, the woman, and a silvery laugh is heard. She says something, but you don't understand the language. Additionally,
Look at her.
Mm,
Point to ears and
she tries another language. Do any of you speak Primordial?
nope.
Okay. Then, at the very least, Carac hears her then say, "How about the language of the Fae?"
Nope,
and
I
she
hear that.
speaks in Sylvan.
Yeah, we can both speak Sylvan.
Okay, well,
hey.
But you're a
I was
crocodile.
saying at
I don't
least-
think crocodiles can speak Sylvan.
I'll answer her and say I understand
I keep
you.
my languages.
Yeah.
I don't think they could speak.
I can't speak.
Yeah.
I can just crocodile at.
what do you say to her?
I said I can understand you when you speak in this language.
She says, "Huh. Then why are you here?"
We were coming to investigate a ruin that was thought abandoned, but the ground collapsed underneath us and we fell in here.
Oh. Well, so you are intruders?
Well, not intentionally.
She gets a serious look in her eyes. She then switches back to her original language, and she yells, "Shock!" And as she does, the water
Yeah,
begins
that's
to
not good.
boil and rise. Once the water heaves and boils, the watery form of a human with an elephantine head wearing an elaborate headdress to the trident rises up. As it does so, it points the trident, and from its body, a massive electricity shooting eel surges forth to attack you. But that is where we are going to cut off this week.
Fucking
Join us next week.
Oh my god.
They got to be continued.
An eel shoots out of the guy?
Yes,
Okay.
as it points the trident, a giant eel surges forth. I should know as that happens, she also lashes out with water as well.
Okay.
We're going to roll initiative, but we're going to do all of that next week.
You said he has like an elephant head.
Yes, an elephantine head. So,
That's a lot to
I
take in.
have been Mario Vilas, your dungeon master for this evening. I hope you all liked this session. I know I more or less did. Yeah, you can find more of me on Lights Camera Initiative, where I speak for everyone except for Caitlin and David. And you can find more of me on the Greyhawk channel and on the Straticus channel, where I will be doing a series and a one-shot, respectively. David, is there anything you'd like to plug for the people, and any parting words you want to leave them with?
Not at the moment. And parting words?
Why? We were having a nice conversation.
Could have said that we're trying to leave.
Yeah. Probably should lie. Or use the half truth.
No parting words?
That was it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Parting words and anything you'd like to plug?
Party words. No. Be excellent to each other. That's all I got.
Anyway, Jeff,
That's all I got.
anything you want to plug? Any parting words? Nope. All right, Caitlin, any parting words and anything you want to plug?
you got? Didn't.
Thankfully for you, I also speak fluent crocodile. You can find more of her at Gobbitses on Twitter. Additionally, she also has a Tumblr where you can find her art.
I don't talk about that anymore.
Well.
Oh, too bad.
Too bad. Bet you better pay your fucking animal translator better, huh?
Oh God.
Rob, do you have anything you want to say and anything you want to plug?
I should have embellished truth, I guess, instead of being so honest. But I don't have anything I want to add other than that. Should have lied or embellished truth.
Maybe she'll give up.
Don't die.
The flowers are trying
Well,
to
the
kill
slug
me.
did, and he was a
That's
way
weird,
bigger
because I've been
asshole.
fine today, so I guess it passed me over and just killed you. Sid, is there anything you'd like to plug and any parting words you want to give to the people at home?
It's because I skipped my honey.
Fuck Mortal Kombat 11 grinding.
Why did you say that?
Yeah, you had your shot.
You had one shot, one opportunity, and you didn't take it.
I don't like the slime room. I'm just glad that we're out of there. I think I prefer this room with the giant elephant man and the.
Sirens?
They don't know that yet.
Yeah.
Is it
Probably
still
be better.
slimy?
I like
Is
to
it
be
like
able to
super
move
slimy?
without
We're
immediate
gonna have to find that
disadvantage.
out next time.
Fuck you.
So Sid, say goodbye.
Bye.
Rob, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Kevin, say goodbye.
I'll see you all in hell.
Jeff, say goodbye.
Bye.
Ed, say goodbye.
See ya.
David, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.